Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of August the 5th to the 11th. Your cards this week: Pisces, energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We have the Tower. Focus energies this week, we have the Nine of Cups clarified with perspective, and we have the King of Pentacles coming in towards the end of the week. So Pisces, some of you are transitioning out of a Tower moment or are currently in its throes. Now, it's never easy, so, I'm sorry to hear that if you are, but there is plenty of Tower energy around at the moment, probably something to do with all the crazy planetary action that we've had over the month of July. So, okay, here we have, we have the Tower. Now, what we need to keep in mind with the Tower, Pisces, is that it really is a blessing in disguise. Now, why it's a blessing is it's because it is the universe stepping in with some bold moves or a revelation, bringing something to a head for you so that you can get back on your life path. Because it's sort of like, well, there might have been some subtle hints, there might have been some red flags, but potentially you've ignored them and carried along on your way. So now the universe steps in to really shake things up and bring it down for you, because ultimately it was built on a shaky foundation anyway. You know, the Tower, it sort of says that this is no longer a fit for you, the situation. We have a square tower with a round crown on top, and all it took is one lightning bolt to basically bring the whole thing down. Now, with that Nine of Cups reversed coming out with the Tower, what I'm really hearing, Pisces, is hollow promises. I feel like you might have been in a situation with somebody who promised you the world but delivered very little. Or there was kind of that talk of, yes, well, we'll do that someday, or I'm working on it, or that kind of thing. And everything was just sort of lingering in the clouds at an arm's reach away, but never materialized, never became tangible. And I think, for some time you probably trusted the person, trusted the situation, and gave them the benefit of the doubt. But after a certain amount of time of hearing the same old hollow promises, the same old things, I think that you've come to a place, Pisces, where you've had a revelation of, you know what, this isn't going to change anytime soon. And I think you've really had enough. And I really think that was this insight that's brought the Tower down. There's only so much that you can take of that. And I feel like it's that situation where you probably had a bit of an awakening where you woke up and thought, well, okay, the future really is now. What you have in the present moment is exactly what your future is going to look like, unless someone takes some pretty inspired action. So I really think you thought, you know what, I've been told for 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, maybe even 10 years that things are going to change. That they've been promised this and that, a better future. We're going to move towns. We're going to financial positions going to change. All these different things, or if it's in a job that you're going to get that promotion, but it's never materialized. So I think that after that revelation that came through, Pisces, you have been willing to let that Tower fall. I really think that this time round you haven't been tempted to rebuild it. And that is the warning with the Tower, is that we have to let it fall so we can rebuild something else. Because if we rebuild the same Tower, then we find ourselves in the near future back in the same position with a Tower that's on flames, on fire again, and facing a similar situation. So this week we have the Nine of Cups clarified with perspective, which is equivalent to the Hanged Man in the Rider Tarot deck. So here we have you this week, after coming out of this Tower moment or transitioning from it, really having an awakening under that perspective energy. An awakening to the fact that, you actually can create everything that your heart desires. Maybe you're going to do it on your own, or maybe this is just the awakening where you say, I absolutely know that I can get 9 of Cups, even 10 of Cups, and I'm going to hold out for that. I'm going to hold out for my contentment. I'm going to hold out for my wish fulfillment. And, that perspective sometimes comes about under that Hanged Man energy when we go through that traditional grief process. So for some of you, while you've been going through this Tower moment may have been going through that cycle. So if you think about, it usually starts with denial that the situation had to complete, that it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. Bartering, trying to fix it, trying to change the person, the situation. Anger setting in because you realize, the frustration of not being able to do that. And I think what happens after that, I think it goes, so you get bartering, denial, anger, then the sadness and depression comes in, and I think that might be where you've been on the tail end of that tower. But within time, we come to a place of acceptance, and that is the end of that grief cycle. And I think that's where you are this week, Pisces. You've had that awakening, you've seen it for what it is, you can't change it anymore, you can't rebuild the tower, there's no point being in denial, we may as well stare it straight into the face. And that is your awakening, is seeing that from a different viewpoint, shifting your perspective. That's what we do under perspective energy or hanged man energy. And through shifting that perspective, it gives you an awakening to what you can really create for your life. And coming in towards the end of the week, and I really feel, a week reading obviously isn't very long, but I feel like this is the energy that's setting up for you across the next few months here, Pisces, is just a whole host of the most abundant, beautiful cards here. You've got the Four of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So here we have the real potential for creating that situation, that fulfillment, that all that happiness, all that abundance that you've always wanted. And under that 11-11 formation here, I feel like there is something synchronistic about it. I feel that the universe is going to reward you for going through this tower moment, for hearing their calls, for taking action. And I think there might even be a chain of events that come into play after this, where things rapidly fall into place. And what might fall into place, could be an offer of love here under that Six of Cups. Whatever it is, I just want to reveal that for a sec. We're going from, cups that have been held in arm's length from you, that have been promised and not delivered, things that haven't materialized. And here we're shifting to real solid offers of joyful, harmonious new beginnings. Cups that are actually, not only are they being offered, they're blooming and overflowing with love, with joy, with compassion. This is real solid offers of friendships, offer of love. So that's what's coming in. And we also have King of Pentacles energy here. So Taurus energy. It could even be a Taurus that comes into your life, or another earth sign, Capricorn or Virgo. But King of Pentacles is again someone who's extremely abundant in the earthly physical realm. Not somebody who just promises it and doesn't deliver. The King of Pentacles can deliver this in hosts. He's a very wealthy man. He's very practical. He knows how to build wealth and have that future vision. He knows how to build this dream with someone, that's for sure. So, I really feel like if it's a relationship, it's looking really solid, for a new beginning there. But also, this could also be a work situation where you get a new boss who is such a great mentor, who can mentor you towards that promotion that you've always wanted. It's really positive energy there, Pisces. So I think we'll leave it there. Okay, so it's a really beautiful reading. You're going to be rewarded after that tower moment that you've gone through. You've had that awakening. Allow yourself to see it from another perspective and demand that Nine of Cups energy. And through that shift, I think there's going to be a rapid succession of things falling into place for you. So Pisces, keep in mind it is a general reading. It won't necessarily resonate with every Pisces out there. And we'll see you for another reading next week.